Welcome to The Other Side of the Page, a Bookish podcast where we yap about the books we love
and the songs that give us main character energy.
We're here to sift through the chaos that is our TBR.
And to let you know why a book might just be your next favorite read.
I'm Britt, dramatic plot twist lover and champion for MMCs needing to be more pathetic and down bad.
And I'm Hannah, reader of at least 5 books at once and a detailed fantasy map enthusiast.
Every Wednesday, press play on a brand new Bookish episode.
Stay up to date with the books we will be covering by following us on social media at othersideofthepagepod over on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Threads.
Yes, and don't forget to follow, rate, and review the podcast on your preferred platform with a shining 5 stars. It helps us so much with visibility.
This week, we are featuring our first ever debuting late night talking style episode.
Excited.
We are so excited to be yapping about The Summer I Turned Pretty, Season 3 specifically.
Yes, and we will be talking about the first 3 episodes that have been released, predictions for the rest of the season, and why we haven't read the book series yet. So, grab an iced coffee.
Or iced chai.
And let's turn the page together.
Dear reader, here's the synopsis of The Summer I Turned Pretty. The Summer I Turned Pretty follows Isabel Belly Conklin. She and her family visit Susanna Fisher, Belly's mother's best friend, and her 2 sons, Jeremiah and Conrad. Every summer, Belly and her family stay at her mother's best friend's home in Cousins Beach, Massachusetts. As a child, she felt left out because of the 4 children, she was the youngest and the only girl. However, this summer, Conrad and Jeremiah have noticed how much she's changed over the last year. Belly gets the impression that because of their interest in her, it's going to be the best summer yet, because it's the summer that she turned pretty. The series continues to follow both families' journeys through the ups and downs of life, bringing us all the way to their college years in Season 3. Mm-hmm. And we think you should watch The Summer I Turned Pretty if you're into coming-of-age young adult dramas featuring a stunning TV soundtrack and a show that you just can't help but be obsessed with.
Exactly. And we think you might want to avoid the show if you're not vibing with young adults making dumb young adult choices, because that's a big part of it. Love triangles, infidelity, death of a parent, toxic parental relationships, and certain portrayals of intimacy. There's nothing super crazy that happens on screen, but just so you know what your comfort level would be there.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about our favorite feature song of the show so far.
Yes. If you look, the Summer I Turned Pretty official playlist is dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of songs long. And we could go on and on about all of our favorite choices, but we each picked 2 of our favorite song features so far. And what I love about this is that some of the songs actually have like their own mix for the show. And I desperately need them to release those mixes to us. But Hannah, what songs have been your favorite so far on The Summer I Turned Pretty?
So it could be recency biased, but in this last episode, Please 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 by Sabrina Carpenter was in this most recent episode, and I thought it was so appropriate. It's perfect. But I think my favorite one so far is The Way I Loved You in Season 1. The Way I Loved You by Taylor Swift.
So good. And I also have recency bias on one, which is also from episode 2, I believe. It's Lacey by Olivia Rodrigo, which is actually not a song that I loved the first time I listened to it, but the placement of it is genius.
I like that you picked Sabrina, or I picked Sabrina and you picked Olivia.
Yep. I know. And the other song that I have is also, it's my favorite Taylor placement, I think, so far, but it's Back to December. And just the promo version of the song that they used, like, I need that immediately, but I loved it. It was very like a cinematic version of this song, and so good. But now we're moving into our pages turned and bridges burned section, which I guess it would be like episodes turned, bridges burned. Right. I don't know. But just so you know, we are discussing The Summer I Turned Pretty TV series specifically. Again, we have not read the book series. We know. But we're going to be discussing it openly. So this includes Season 1, Season 2, all the way through Season 3, Episode 3. So if you don't want spoilers, pause the podcast, come back once you've caught up, because we are fully caught up on what's been released. So that's what's up.
Yes. So we will start with our 3 main characters.
Yes.
We have Isabel Belly Conklin, and then Conrad and Jeremiah, who are bros. Conrad's the older brother, Jeremiah's the younger brother.
Yes. And we're going to clear something up early on. we know, we understand that the healthy answer is team Belly, leave these boys the hell alone. Go get therapy and heal. Leave the family alone. Team Belly for herself. The boys, go live your life. However, what team are we on?
There's only one answer to this.
One correct answer, you guys. Just one.
And it is Team Conrad.
It's always and forever been Team Conrad. And if you're Team Jeremiah, listen, Team Jellyfish, it is what it is. Okay? I respect your right to have an opinion to the team that you're on.
Yeah, I will say
telling you that you're wrong.
My new sister-in-law did make a good point. We literally right before she's about to walk down the aisle, she tells me that she's Team Jeremiah, and I'm like, you can't join my family. Just kidding. She's great. But she made a good point though. That like did make me think about it a little bit and like kind of understand maybe Belly's reasoning right behind it.
For sure.
That like Jeremiah is like what Belly wants right now. Like kind of like that all in, like obsessed. Where like, you know how Conrad is, I feel like Belly's not mature enough to like let Conrad kind of go through. Like he had to grow up quick, right? When like Susanna died and all this stuff. Like he took on a lot of responsibility that I don't think Belly was prepared for.
Correct.
So I thought that was like an interesting like thought.
Yeah.
That I didn't really pause to think about.
For sure.
And then but I mean, I'm still Team Conrad, but
absolutely
it did open up like a new thought for me.
Okay. No, here's
for
the thing.
Team Jeremiah.
I understand. I'm kind of with it. So the reason that I just have never liked Team Jellyfish, like I just don't vibe with it is because I always got the sense that Jer only wanted what he couldn't have. And as soon as Conrad decided it was finally time to make a move on Belly, Jer was like, I'm going to ruin this for you. And again, I know that they're young and they all make dumb young adult decisions. But like, I just think about the scene where Conrad's going to kiss Belly and Jer specifically lights a firework off. At first he was aiming it toward them, but he did pull it away. But like, it was very intentional. And Conrad, I know that he's older again, and he's been through a lot, but like, he's never intentionally sabotaged them, even like with how badly it hurt him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even like my song choice, right? The way I love you, like I still remember that scene, and I just remember like that's when I think everything went away for Jeremiah, because I'm like, you can't even show up for Belly.
Yeah.
You can't be there for her.
Yes.
And then Conrad steps in, and that's when I was like, yeah, no matter what, like Jeremiah, I know you have shit going on, but this is important. So
and these last 3 episodes, because this is what we're talking about, is the first 3 episodes of season 3. I have the way that I screamed at Jeremiah for proposing to Belly after her brother gets into a car accident caused by her best friend, after he admitted to sleeping with a girl on his spring break because they were on a break, but he intentionally picked a fight. He intentionally picked that fight. He intentionally chose to misunderstand. He did not tell her that there were going to be girls on the trip. He omitted information.
Yep.
And then he felt guilty enough that it was eating him alive, but he didn't admit it to her when she came back. There was the opportunity to do it. And I just like you said, the maturity level makes a lot of sense. Like, I didn't think about it that way. It makes a lot of sense. But
yeah,
I just can't.
It still doesn't excuse his behavior.
No. And I'm sorry. Like, were you really on a break? Were you really? Or were you just looking to like fuck around for a week your senior year? Because like, that's what it felt like to me.
Side note, it was like, I saw social media somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody said like this generation's like Ross, we were on a break, is like Jeremiah.
It sure is. It sure is.
Oh my gosh.
Like they're going through it for the first time. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about it. And I feel like I understand that this is the last season. And again, we haven't read the book series. I don't think there's necessarily a reason why I haven't picked up the book series. Like, I think it's just because I started watching the show without realizing that it was like a full YA series.
I think I missed that like blip, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't think any of my friends were reading it back when it came out, because it came out like late high school. I think, 2009, 10-ish. I just don't think anybody around me was reading it, because that's how I got into Sarah Desson. Somebody gave me that book. Somebody gave me Twilight. Like, I don't think I was given that book series.
It was, yeah, it was 09, 10, and 11, which,
Yeah.
yeah, it was end of high school into college.
So it's when I was reading, but
Same.
I don't think it was on my radar. So when like the show came out, I just was like, I'll just watch the show to see if I even like it.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Had never heard of the series before the show came out. Like, I had no idea. But yeah, it's not to say that I'll never read it. I just personally don't gravitate toward a lot of YA, especially romance on this, on the side of things, like coming of age stuff. I prefer more of like the YA fantasy if I'm going to read YA.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not to say that I wouldn't read it or that it would be bad, but I'm curious to see how different it is from the show because I've heard there are some pretty stark differences between the two, which makes sense. I don't know. There's something about this show that I started watching and I was like, there's no way I'm going to like it. And it has such an addictive quality to like the way that the episodes are laid out. And I am not a love triangle type of love. Like, I don't love triangles. They drive me
Especially
up a wall.
with brothers.
Brothers, like, give me a break. But I think it's the relationships built between the families and like the history that's there that feels so like
and I even
real.
think like the first season and then into like the second two, like being in our 30s and having close friendships, with these people, and so it's like, Beck and Laurel's friendship, the moms,
yes,
right? Like I think I also relate to that too. I think
100%.
The show does a great job with the adults because like rewatching some of these shows that were on when we were younger, like even like One Tree Hill,
yeah,
like the adult piece, I'm like, oh, whatever. And I don't know, even watching it now, I feel like I can't relate to it, but I feel like they did such a great job with that friendship and that bond between the two of them that I do really like it, that piece.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just, I loved their family dynamics, like going into season 1, season 2, the pure devastation of Susanna's death, just like crushed everything. But I also think that they have like a lot of very interesting portrayals of, divorce, what co-parenting can look like. I thought the entire issue with like the estate, and then trying to sell the estate, pull it up from under the boys' feet, and like the familiar relations with like the cousins, and just there was just a lot of pieces to it. So that's why I ended up like just loving the show. But this season in particular, I don't know if you noticed, but every episode title is like fit for the season. So season 1, every episode is labeled summer something. It starts with Summer House and it goes all the way through Summer Heat, Summer Love. Season 2 is Love. Love Lost, Love Sick, Love Fest, Love Affair. Season 3 is Last. Last Season, Last Supper, Last Christmas. And the episodes have not been like listed for the rest of season 3. However, we do have the teleplay is by Jenny Han for 2 of these episodes, who is the author of the series. So I'm very curious. So episode 5 and the final episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty, Jenny Han was the teleplay writer. So I'm very, very curious to see how that comes out. Because Jenny Han, the author, has had a full hand in this entire production of the series. She's on set. I believe she's an executive producer. I could be incorrect on that specific thing, but I know that she is very, very involved in the process of making this series. But I thought it was interesting because I didn't realize that every like episode was Summer, then Love, then Last. I think that's so interesting for like the cadence of the show and what they're doing with it. How did you feel about the family's meltdown over the engagement?
Appropriate.
I agree. I know. Listen, I saw a lot of arguments online that were like, she's an adult. No,
because she's still in college. And like, as much as Jeremiah's dad, Adam, I'm just not a fan anyway.
Yeah.
But like, hey, you're still in school. Like you missed an email about the changing of your credits. Now you think you're responsible enough to get married? And like her mom being like, well, what about Paris? I'm still going to go. No, you're not. She should go. But
she should go.
What?
I know. I like Taylor's reaction to when Belly showed her the ring. And I know Taylor apologized and blah, blah, blah. But like Taylor's reaction is the real reaction that I would have. Like if I'm so sorry. if I was in college and one of my best friends came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm devastated because my boyfriend cheated on me. We broke up, blah, blah, blah." And then all of a sudden I was like, give him a chance. You'll figure things out. And she came back up to me and was like, "We're getting married in like 4 months." I would sound every alarm. I would ask if she has Stockholm syndrome. I and I also think it's very interesting to reflect on this now in our 30s. Like
Mm-hmm.
in our 20s, I think I probably would have been like, "Oh my god, her family like is reacting so crazy." Like, but just living a little bit more life and seeing, um
Yeah.
what life is like, especially what marriage can be like for
Mm-hmm.
people in my life, people that we know. Um One, it's not easy. I mean, I don't want to say that necessarily because I believe that marriage can be very easy with the right person. But
Yeah.
especially, I don't want to say, let me remove the marriage from it. Life is not easy. And you
Mm-hmm.
need a partner that can show up and that you can rely on in every facet of life. And unfortunately, Jeremiah is going to take at least 5 to 7 more business years to mature to the point where he's ready for life.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, pivoting around to a different topic
Yes.
that I've been seeing on TikTok a lot is the changing of red and blue depending on which brother
Hmm.
um, she's like with at the moment or like more into. And
Hmm.
so it's been fun to kind of watch those.
Yeah. The losing him was blue like I've never known.
Mm-hmm. And loving him was red.
Hmm. Okay. I'm really curious though. Like, part of me, I'm obviously Team Conrad, and like in reality, we know none of these people need to be together.
Correct.
So part of me is a little worried that we're going to get to the end and Belly's going to choose herself, which in reality is the decision I agree with. However, if she does not end up with Conrad, I'm going to be a little sad. I'm
I
going to be a
know.
little sad about it.
Like even just like, you know, I don't know. Like they don't have to be full epilogue married with children, but
No.
I need them to both be living in the same city
Yes.
and going to dinner all the time and spending every moment with each other.
Yeah. And like, I need Conrad to be like about like 7% less tortured through the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Like this poor boy, is he suffering? You guys, please, the Summer I Turned Pretty producers, writers, I know it's already filmed, but can you please let Connie like enjoy life for like
Right? Just a second.
this long? Please. Please.
Like, oh, excuse me. You know, we just had to honor this episode of Late Night Talking
Yeah, we're
and do
recording
it late at night.
1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, to be fair, we got on at like 11:45 and then we had to yap and plan.
Yes.
Um, but it is 1:14 in the morning as we're recording this. The day before the episode comes out. So if you're listening to this, you're so welcome for the fast turnaround time on this
Yeah.
edit. uh
Um,
okay. Steven and Taylor drive me up a fucking wall. They are the definition of you're toxic. Will they,
mhm.
won't they? They shouldn't, but they will.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about Taylor's mom though, and like what
Yeah.
her intervention's gonna look like, because I feel like I know we got glimpses of her like throughout, but I feel like it was kind of random for her to just be like placed back
Mhm.
and to reach out to Stephen and to like
Yeah.
have these, conversations.
Yeah.
And then what's Laurel doing? What's Laurel doing?
Oh, these adults.
Listen, I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? Like, do we think that part of me thinks that they're going to make it down the aisle and then there's going to be a meltdown?
That Belly and
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll make it that far. I think they'll start planning things.
Yeah.
I think something will unfold before then.
Yeah.
Because what
Do
month
we?
are we in right now?
So it's at the end of the semester. So probably May.
Okay. And they want to get married in August.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say April, May, college time, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. I think something's going to fall out before then.
Yeah.
But I don't. Taylor and Steven just need to
Leave it.
walk away.
Just leave it. Let
Yeah.
it be. I don't know. I just have this sneaking suspicion that Jer's going to do something really fucking stupid again. Not necessarily cheating, but I think that he's either going to say or do something that's like so idiotic. And the fact that like Conrad won't confront her or Jer about it unless someone confronts him. But I wonder if Conrad has a moment where he snaps because he lost his summer job, the internship that he worked really hard for. And he's kind of like floating on his own island alone. I don't know. I feel so bad for Conrad. He just looks perpetually tortured and tormented. And like that could just be Chris Briney's face. But I don't remember Conrad looking so sullen.
Yeah.
In seasons 1 and 2.
I feel like that's like the direction he was given. Like,
yeah, he was very haunted. Very haunted. I have one bone to pick.
Yes, let's hear it.
With this, I think they did a terrible job of aging them up. I don't know if it was style, I don't know if it was makeup, but like Jer's hair needed to be cut or something needed to be done because it made him look very, very youthful. Yeah. And again, I understand that like college age kids, we thought we looked grown at that age, but we were still young. But like it felt like there was no time from when we last saw them to college.
And I think I was telling you this too. I feel like they started out by like making that like the summer that Belly turned pretty. Like they made her that age. Yes. Like when they could have kept her still, a little younger. Like not like super young, but just different things there. But yeah, I think they could have aged them up better.
Yeah, because to me, like when we see Conrad walking in the hospital in his lab coat for the first time, it looked to me like a child playing dress up.
Yes.
And it's not enough to like
take you out of the story, but
yeah, but
I think about even, I talk about One Tree Hill. I love One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
But like that was like a 4-year gap. And I think they did a nice job of like making them look older. And so.
Yeah. And it didn't have to be much, but I just think I think like toward the end of episode 3, like when Belly has like her eyeliner on in a different dress, like she does look a little bit older, but like Jer to me in particular just looks like the same like 16-year-old boy.
Yeah. But maybe that's intentional
for
Jeremiah.
It could be just to like make him appear younger and yeah. But I mean, it makes sense that he's in a frat. I just think like you said, Conrad had to grow up very, very fast, and Jer was kind of shielded from a lot of that. And it shows very much in how they conduct and carry themselves through college, through life. And yeah, part of me thinks that they're going to make it down the aisle. Another part of me definitely agrees with you that like, there's just no way like something catastrophic is going to happen along the way. But I don't foresee Belly and Conrad, if that is the end goal, getting together until like the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Even the last one.
Yeah. And like, that'll be the conclusion. But no, I'm having a lot of fun despite me screaming at my screen as I'm watching it, because I'm like, Belly, how could you let a man treat you like this? Like,
right?
How? And then I remember she's a child. That's how.
Yep.
That's how and why. Because like we said in the trigger warnings, if you don't like young adults making dumb young adult decisions, this might not be the show for you. And I have to sometimes remind myself that I'm watching a show about children growing up and making mistakes. And then I just take 3 deep breaths and I'm fine. So is there anything that you like hope not to see, or anything specific that you do hope to see out of these next few episodes?
I just hope that she does not end up with Jeremiah, which I don't think she will, but I really don't want to. I just want to keep like the music is just hitting like
it's so good.
This last episode. Like to start out with Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then we had a Girl in Red song, which love Girl in Red. 10,000 Emerald Pools, and then like Radiohead. It's just fantastic.
The music is I need to know what the budget is for this show, for the music alone.
And like what other Taylor songs are we going to get this year?
Yes, because the You're Losing Me scene. No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I hope we see Belly have like a come to Jesus moment, or a come to moment where like a piece of her frontal lobe that's not quite there yet kind of like snaps into place, and she has this like realization of, you know, how she's been treated. And
Mm-hmm.
I also hope that, yeah, I just hope that we get to see Conrad a little bit happy. Like,
I
and
know.
his happiness does not have to stem from love or from Belly or something, but I hope he finds like fulfillment in the lab job that he's taking, and he's able to process through some of his stuff. And like, I just want to see him a little bit, just enjoy life, like
Yes. He's
just a little bit.
dealt the worst cards and just not.
He really is. But yeah. And that was our Yap Fest about so far season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yes, thank you so much for turning the pages with us this week or tuning in.
Yes.
Be sure to drop us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, and join our newsletter to keep up with everything on the other side of the page.
Hannah will be doing the newsletter once we have more people sign up for it. So like, if you sign up, Hannah will do the newsletter.
Please. Yes.
Exactly. And please, please, please drop a review and a 5-star rating of the podcast on your preferred platform and share it with your bookish besties.
Yes. And so, since it's still summer, next week we are going to be taking a summer break.
We sure are.
So no new episode will be released. No new episode. However, the following week on Wednesday, August 13th, we have a manuscript episode with author Mallory Marlowe chatting about her newest release, Love at First Sighting. Basically, we're just going to yap about how much we love the book in this episode because we do.
So good. If you remember, if you were following us before, we are so excited to have Mallory back on the podcast because last year on our other podcast that we used to have, we read Love and Other Conspiracies. We were like, hey, we've seen this book. Let's read it. Fell in love with Hallie and Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
Slid into Mallory's DMs and we were like, hey, would you be interested in coming on the podcast? Thinking nothing of it. And within like 10 minutes, we had her solidified. And she's just an absolute joy to talk to. So even though we're going on a break, not like Ross and Rachel, break. Not like Belly and Jer, because we previously interviewed Mallory about her debut novel, Love and Other Conspiracies, we are actually going to be re-releasing that episode on this podcast. So you get to hear a little bit more about Love and Other Conspiracies to prep you for Love at First Sighting's release, which comes out on August 12th, and our episode following the next day. We adore Mallory. Her writing is incredible. Books are amazing. And we're so happy to have her on. And we might be dropping some more of our author chats along the way, just to keep this feed up to date with all of the amazing, incredible, talented authors that we've chatted with.
Yes. Cannot wait to revisit that.
So excited. So remember, no new episode. We're going to be re-releasing Mallory's episode, and then we're actually chatting with Mallory again about her upcoming release on the 13th. So until then, forever and always,
keep reading with kindness.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.